Hello and wakey bakey BitMonger family. Hope you guys are all doing well today. Monger with you here, coming at you from my beach house in Thailand. And then today we are going to be looking at a trading strategy that I've sometimes used, and I think it works pretty well. I'll share that with you guys. I'm also going to look at a potential trading setup that I'm going to be looking for. And I will also be talking a little bit about the stock market, but not much. Those are the two main things. But before we get into that, let's just go ahead and take a look at the current Bitcoin price and see what's happening with our beloved Bitcoin. So we can see currently Bitcoin is trading at 87,400 bucks roughly. Yesterday when I was covering it, it was around a little under 86, and it is in a pattern, guys. I still think that we will likely see that Santa rally. Go back and look at my videos if you're not sure what I'm talking about. I did it a couple days ago, and odds are in our favor. Check it out. I lay out clearly what I'm thinking in this video as to why the Santa rally is going to come. Yesterday I did talk about heat maps, and also, guys, I want you guys to really think about this. If you go back and you look at my videos, you will see all the way back here. This was over 2 months ago, and I'm talking about why I shaved my bags. And could this one Bitcoin indicator save you from ruin? Both of these I did, and I had mentioned I shaved my bags here clearly. So, I was talking about this as well, but I took profits here, and, it saved me. It has enabled me to buy back, my Bitcoin at a massive, roughly, 20 to 30% discount. Why I believe we are going into a risk on phase in 2026. Okay, and I will show you that in a second. But the point that I was trying to make here, guys, is go ahead and look at the other people that you listen to about investing and in crypto, and especially in crypto, and ask yourself, how many, go back and look at their history, how many of them were telling you that they were shaving their bags, or they might want to consider de-risking in early October? I see very few people. One person is Benjamin Cohen. I don't necessarily agree with his thesis, but I do absolutely respect the guy based on his analysis and how his accuracy rate. And while I don't necessarily believe in the reasons why it is happening the way he thinks it's happening, because honestly, I believe that we are in some sort of extended cycle. Bitcoin, you can look at long-term holders. They have changed hands. They've gone over to ETF holders. And we just need to see that seller exhaustion run out. Currently, China is dumping coins. They're starting to lose faith in Bitcoin. And that's just the way it is. But that is fine, guys. You remember to be thinking long-term. All right. So, to my next point. And that's this trading strategy that I've thought about. And that has to do with this heat map here. Okay. Now, yesterday I did that video and I was talking about it. You could see it yesterday. You could look at the heat map and you could see this. It was bright yellow down here. There were like roughly, it was in 2 bands of very bright yellow where people had longed the market, and they were going to come down here and flush those out. That's how the market makers make money. There's massive manipulation in the markets right now. Until we get that market structure bill, this is the wild, wild west. They're going to keep doing what they do, and that is hunting the liquidity, guys. So yesterday in the video, I noted that it was going to probably come down to 85.5, 85.2, and sure enough, it did. It wiped out about $110 million of liquidity. At that time, there was up here around $88,700. There was another big, bright yellow band, and I thought it was going to come down and touch it, and then most likely, if there was any kind of good news or anything, they were going to try to bring it back up and get that other liquidity pool. And you can see that that is pretty much gone. We're looking at only about about 10 million now at that price, and it was about 110 million yesterday. So people took profits, they got out of the trades, rightfully so. But what I'm trying to say is this: if you can see two bright bands above and below here, what you can do is you can set your orders to long the market when it flushes out that liquidity, and as it starts to go up to hunt for the other yellow band up here, or when it touches this one, when it gets near it, you can short it. And that's, yesterday I think the price got all the way up to, what did it get up to? It got up to like 88K roughly. I'm looking at a wick right here. It got up to 88,164. So you could have been watching that, and you probably could have pulled a short. It didn't get all the way up to 88.7 because people took, they closed their trades. So, but this is something that you can do. You can look for these movements. They can be a scalp trade. It might be a couple days depending on how slow the market's moving and what's happening there. But currently, right now, I don't see a trade set up. I see a lot of money sitting right here, and that is sitting at, we got about, it's not a huge amount, but it's larger than this one here. So, it's four times larger. So I would imagine that they are going to come back down and try to hunt this band here, and which is sitting currently at right around $86,000. A lot of people, took that trade. As soon as it wiped out those people and it crossed back to over 86, people moved into a long position, because they're probably following the same strategy that I'm talking about, would be my guess. But maybe they're using some other indicators. But this is something that I think you guys could potentially benefit from using, as I find it a very useful tool. And with the manipulation in the markets today, it seems to work pretty well. Okay, so the next point that I wanted to talk about is MicroStrategy. And MicroStrategy is Bitcoin dumps the NAV premium, what the actual value of the Bitcoin that they're holding in their treasury, and the company can sometimes get completely out of whack. And so currently, the stock is currently trading at a discount to its Bitcoin NAV market cap, less than Bitcoin value, or a NAV premium of approximately 0.8. Okay, 80% of NAV, a 20% discount. This marks a significant compression from earlier 2025 highs, often 2x premium, and even brief periods below 1x in 2025. Driven by Bitcoin price volatility, ongoing share distribution to fund Bitcoin purchases, competition from BTC ETFs, and broader market concerns. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is, from what I understand, MicroStrategy, they got a huge cash pile, and you would have to bring the prices extremely low to get them to liquidate their Bitcoin. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. And in February, as you know, if you follow me, I suspect we will see the stock market weaken, and I expect some downward price movement, sometime in the middle of Q1, likely in February. That's one of the worst months for trading stocks. Historically, the market goes down in February. So I'm going to be looking for that opportunity, and maybe I will get some MicroStrategy if it goes on a discount. Now, guys, this is very risky, of course. This is not financial advice, but that's what I'm just telling you what I'm doing. All right. Let's take a look at what I was also discussing on why I believe the U.S. is going to drop their rates, guys. And they are in a pickle. So take a look at this. So 2026, the United States has 10 trillion. 10 trillion. They got to get the rates down, guys. I mean, when they refinance this debt, they need to get it much lower. So they really don't have a choice in the matter. So they are going to lower interest rates, and that is why I am bullish on risk assets in 2026. At some point, I do think that we are going to see a bubble pop. How long this can go for, I don't know. Some famous investor had said, you know, the markets can remain irrational longer than you can stay solvent. So, kind of got to be fluid and go with the flow and try to do your best. And as it goes up, I always recommend taking money off the table when you are in profit, guys. It's just a good habit to do. It's good to keep a nice cash pile for these days when we get crashes. You can step in and buy these big dips. It is very, very important, extremely important. So there you have it, guys. Those are the reasons of why I think 2026 will be good. You know, a good indicator that you can use to possibly trade the markets. And MicroStrategy idea, again, none of this is financial advice. I hope you guys are all have a great day. I sure am going to have a nice day. I'm loving it. Life is good. Monger on.